Good morning. This is Chris Robinson from Robinson Ag Marketing. First off, Canada's wheat and canola crop bigger than expected. That Stats Canada came out. Exports, if you look at the exports this morning, they were within line for corn. They were within expectations, just with soybeans. Wheat sales within expectations. Soybean meal sales are at the bottom of the expectations, and the oil sales within expectations. I think the thing is, Canadian wheat, canola crop sharply higher. That's got to be negative, or it should be at least fundamentally negative. Um, Secretary Vicent says the soybean purchases are on track, but suggests there might be a longer purchase period. So that story is changing as every day. India canceled some soybean oil purchases. And the USDA sale reports this morning, no soybean sales confirmed. Um, Ukraine exports are seen a bit higher than the USDA, so there's more corn coming out of Ukraine, despite what's being talked about with the saber rattling there with Russia. Um, Latest export sales data: soybean sales to China, corn sales of late, they're sharply below last year. So China's still not showing up, kids. Now that being said, why were we higher overnight? Right, beans are up 3.5 cents. Is 4 cents enough to call that higher when we've got a 4 cent trading range overnight? I don't think so. But bulls are bulls, and bulls will look for any green as a reason to get bullish. I hope they're right. I hope that the Chinese come in. They've got a lot of buying to do to catch up to get to their 12 million metric tons, and we all know that. I'm sick of talking about it, so let's just leave it at that. In the meantime, we deal with prices, and I've seen too many people lose too much money when they get locked into their opinion. Right? They need to be right more than they need to make money. So, people call up and say you're bullish, you're bearish. No, I'm not. I'm neutral. Okay, and my job is to help you defend revenue. And we had $1.50 rally in beans. You need to defend that revenue. We haven't had a heck of a lot to work with in corn, 30, 40 cents. I get it. There's not a whole lot to work there, but the meat on the bone is in the beans. And the cattle, we're going to see, can we get up into those gaps? We did settle yesterday above the 38% retracement in the March feeders, but they're going to be whipping all over the place, right? Looked like we were going to finish higher yesterday, and they slammed it into the close. Um, Liquidity is drying up in cattle because we've had a big drop in open interest. It's not horrendously bad, but I can tell you one thing. It's, the other day I was trying to sell a 4 lot and I got one done. What does that tell you? Um, you know, so as less and less people are involved with the market, it's like trying to play catch with a bottle rocket, right? Nobody wants to have their fingers blown off. So just be careful out there. Make sure you use your sell stops. Be disciplined. Otherwise, Mr. Market could really beat you up here. And you could be right and get stopped out. You could be wrong, but I've seen that too many times where guys are right on their opinion. The market moves $7 just to shake everybody out. And then you're there going, oh, geez, what do I do? That's when an option is your best friend because you don't get stopped out on the option. All right, enough about that. March corn up a penny last night, 444. Again, we got to feed the bull, guys. We got to get March corn back up above 450. We got to get March corn back up above the 200-day moving average. I don't care what you say. I don't care what your opinion is. We need to be above 450 if you're bullish. March beans today, I'd watch 1134. I would think if we take out 1121 in March beans, that's going to be a bit of an issue. November beans out there, are we going to take out $11? I don't know. 1110 is a big level. The overnight low was 1113. And wheat, again, with that Stats Canada news out there, it's going to be a long, tough slog for wheat to catch a bid. March Chicago wheat overnight down 2. If we take out 529 and 3/4 in March, that's going to open up the door to take a run back down to the contract low there, which was, got to remember, 508.5. So there's 30 cents worth of risk there in the wheat. If that's worth protecting, protect. If you don't care about it, it's a free country. Okay, let's have a great day out there. This is Chris Robinson at 312-638-8868. I'm having a seminar today at 11 o'clock. If you didn't get that, you can sign up and come in. It's just going to be a very, very short meeting. 12 o'clock Chicago time. Just for about 15 minutes for anybody that wants to find out more about the program. Have a great day.